of execution is absolutely on Vivo Stars because FlyQuest has the low engage, safe scaling comp where you need to play with a lot of discipline. I will say though,
his Doran shield and natural regeneration.
Nocturne? I mean, his ward ran out and Quad wants to get this next wave and he's low on mana.
Nocturne's there in the darkness.
And
Disamas coming around from the side. He sidesteps the Duskbringer, but the Fear's gonna find the target. Disamas goes in for the dive, and it's Miru with first blood thanks to an early get.
Vivo Stars wants to start the Dragon Soul timer early and also get these fights. So everyone's kind of collecting in River now.
Oh man. VKS grouped up, ready to maintain control over this Scuttle Crab. Disamas might just grab level 6 off of the Crab, and he does. Immediately engages with a Paranoia flash over the wall. Is not good enough. VKS, their assassins coming to life and taking the early lead.
Nice play for them. They got the level 6 early for Disamas. They got the Scuttle Crab, so Nocturne can follow that flash from Busio. Fires off the ultimate. They secure the kill. They already also, we kept on hyping up this mid lane advantage with the Akali being ready with the ultimate and no flash there being on quad. So it was already gonna be risky for FlyQuest to move in. I think it's just very good here for VKS to just pull the trigger, close the trap shut, get there.
Even though we just turned back into mini, it's still a pretty risky gambit to go for. But the grubs are spawning now as we click 8 minutes. Busio just walking right into the brush. You should not be there, but VKS are happy to punish.
I love this.
Yeah, Disamas is sitting perfectly out of the vision of that control ward in the pixel brush. But now Morteos and Trimby are going to step forward. Disamas throwing the Dustbringer over the wall. Whippo pops an early Dominus to try to clear out the wave and build up some fury. Gets the stun onto Disamas, but it's Bawal who tanks the turret. Whippo is assassinated, and VKS!
He's staying on top side just to farm it up.
Yeah, and I also think it's very important that Vivo Stars get these dragons on spawn because the way they'll break this game and actually win this game.
Side lanes and continue to kind of rinse and repeat here with like Nico plays that get a little crafty.
4, 5, 6, 7.
He flashes forward for the Pop Blossom. Miru dives in right after. Quad's got to know there's no way home except in a body bag. Keep your eyes on Masu though. He is all alone. There are no teammates near him right now. If anybody else from VKS jumps on him, Disamas can immediately follow it up, but no. FlyQuest, they have conceded the bottom side river to VKS. It is all 5 Vivo Stars players, and this third Drake of the game will go down. They will secure the feats of monster slaying with that one, but topside, Quad is just trying to get the first turret of the game. This tier 1 top still has a little bit of HP left. Quad needs to push the wave as fast as he can. Miru is making his way up towards the top side. The grubs might at least come in useful here for a little bit. Bawal with his Trinity Force chasing after Whippo does find a lot of good damage there, but Whippo gets away to safety in enough time to not be killed. First turret over to FlyQuest.
They actually have to like approach here from a dangerous scenario.
Yeah, I do think this is where FlyQuest does make their stand though. If you look at the core items on everyone.
Ooh, Inspired wanted to get in there, find that Ishtal impact onto Miru, but now Disamas is ready to turn it around into a full-on 2v2. Disamas and Miru. It's only Miru pulled back by the Impale. The Nocturne damage is absolutely massive. Inspired on the Skarner, can't finish any of these kills. It's a 6-0 game favoring VKS. Busio tries to get away. Masu firing off Mystic Shot, but the clone is going to block them all. Miru now going after Masu, who steps forward after the Akali, flashing back over the smoke, trying to make a little bit of distance. The curtain call fires off and Masu flashes back over the wall, but Inspired's not going to do the same. Bawal takes the kill. VKS, 3-0 fight. 8-0. A whole lot. This Akali with Shadow Flame, upgraded Sorcerer's Shoes, and the Hextech Rocket Belt is so powerful. Anybody he finds with his explosive burst is under so much threat.
And you can tell, they think it's going to be on Masu. They've got the Knight's Vow from Inspired on Masu. They're going to try and do everything they can to keep the Ezreal alive. VKS, they're burning it down, though.
Here we go, immediately.
They're on
targeting
Masu.
onto FlyQuest. Masu's going to be your target. He's not quite dead yet, but there he goes. FlyQuest bottom lane already down. And VKS have found exactly what they're looking for. Quad's the next to die. A double kill for Miru. Inspired, blasted back over the wall. Blasted straight to hell. VKS 12-0.
They get everything they want and more. Masu was already flashless and barrierless, so when they can get the flank, it is lights out for him. They get the fight, they get the soul, they're gonna get the Otacon, and that is gonna make the Baron and the game likely indefensible for FlyQuest.
And we're seeing it. VKS, the #1 seed from the south, when they are faced with their last must-win game here, they are clutching up.
I mean, I believe it was Sven on the desk who held up the sign that said, "Make it chaotic for the VKS win condition."
You could see their split one was so atrocious, finishing after just a couple of best of threes, and then with winning split 3, and then even coming into these playoffs, getting 3-0'd by FlyQuest at first, and now bouncing back to this game after losing the first 5 games, they're not a team that quits.
Yeah, Miru killed Busio before you finished your sentence. That was not even remotely close. And now a beautiful double root into a double pop blossom into a double kill. Desamas unstoppable for the icing on the cake. VKS, with their backs against a wall in a must-win game, might just shut out FlyQuest in game 3.
And we were talking about it from the draft. The burden of execution was on Vivo Stars, and they have stood up to that challenge. They did not play passively. They have found the windows to punish FlyQuest, and they are on top of the Baron.
Trimby targeted here by Bwipo. The shutdown goes over to the FlyQuest top laner at 27 minutes into the game. I wouldn't want to deal with Infinity Edge Jhin either.
And Chovy, I like your point here about FlyQuest coming back for more, because logically this game is toast.
Oh, there we go. Speaking of toast, it looks like FlyQuest is also that once again. Inspired though,
dead again.
Turning it around onto Trimby. He'll at least make it a 1-for-1 with himself. Desamas continuing to try to go forward. The root onto Masu doesn't hit, but the curtain call does. That mosquito's biting. It's a double kill for Morteos.
All right, they should go on over to the Baron. FlyQuest have no smite. Inspired is also down. So that should be Baron for VKS, and that is the tool that these types of comps can really use to actually close the door, take a bunch of these towers that are still standing on the map.
And it's likely going to be Baron 50 seconds or 40 seconds before the Elder Dragon spawn. You mentioned, like, my brain is saying this game's completely over, but FlyQuest does have an aura, right? They've won 80% of their games domestically. They have come back from massive deficits. I feel like any other team in the LTA, like, we're already heading off to game 4, but FlyQuest, you never quite know if you've beaten them until the Nexus falls.
I don't know, man. I'm about the 3,500 gold lead for Desamas in the jungle up against the player of the year, making this look easy in the Nocturne versus Skarner matchup as FlyQuest. They know that Elder is their last chance. The great equalizer is the only way to come back into the game. Desamas tries to fly in. FlyQuest is separated. Inspired only locks up the enemy jungler as Bwipo tries to duel with Miru.
Shockwave!
3-man shockwave, but it's not enough. Not when you're this far behind. Pop Blossom ready to follow it up. FlyQuest, try as they might, say goodnight. It's an ace for nothing. VKS.
The Vivo Stars are gonna push us to a game 4 in this series. They stand up and they're gonna take this one.
They saw the 19-4 in game number 1, the 18-5 in game number 2, but the most impressive score of the series is 22-2 here in game number 3. The LTA South will rise to meet the challenge, and VKS find their way onto the Nexus. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a series on our hands.
And only a couple minutes longer than the 2 FlyQuest victories. This is a dominant performance of their own backs.